Okay. Welcome.
Welcome.
Super excited to have everybody here. And as you're coming in, I just want you to chime in the chat, pull up the chat feature. Mute yourself as you're coming in so we don't have a lot of background noise. Would be helpful as we go along. Let's see if I can mute a few people up. There we go. Everybody pull out your chat feature. I would love to know where in the world you're coming in from, because this is a national Zoom and possibly a world Zoom. I don't know if anyone's coming in from different parts of the world, but that's very, very possible. And if you're coming in here, just mute up so that we don't have the, oopsies. So we don't have the background feed coming in. Okay, I'm looking in the chat, just seeing where you're coming from. I'm going to type in mine to set the example. I'm coming from Highland, Utah. So I want to know where everyone else is coming in from. And as you're doing that, I want to listen and hear kind of, what you're excited about getting healthier through the holidays. Because right now we're kind of on the precipice of a lot of family activity, a lot of travel, a lot of focus on some other things that tend to kind of take our heads away from our healthy goals and what we're really trying to create with our minds and our hearts and our physical health. Yes, okay, I'm seeing some people from Harlem, Georgia, Denver, Colorado, yeah, Lincolntown, Georgia, I pronounced that incorrectly, I'm sure. Augusta, Caldwell, Utah, Nebraska, I love it. Meridian, wow, we have so many people from so many different places. Tonight we have a lineup for you that is going to just blow you away. I'm super excited. But before we get started with that, let's start with gratitude. This is the month of gratitude. And so pop into the chat one thing that you are just full of gratitude for in this moment. What are you just excited and grateful for? And just pop that into the chat. One of the things that I am most grateful for right now is the chance that because I'm coaching, I can stay home with my kids. My two little boys, I have 7 children, and my 2 little boys woke up last night throwing up. And I was so grateful that I did not have a job that forced me to go and have to figure out and call in and make changes and last minute. And I could just be flexible and take care of my little children all day long. And it was easy. It was just part of the day. So that's my gratitude. Grandchildren, yes. Oh, for being a healthy grandma, of course. I love that. If you are expecting a visitor into this group, by the way, and you're not seeing them, give them a quick text. Tell them to come join. Send a little message, because this is going to be incredible. My faith. Thank you, Susan. Aren't we so grateful, especially during challenging times, for our faith? I love that. There's so much to be grateful for. And that's where we're going to start this. We're going to start this whole Zoom with a heart of gratitude and a heart of service. And I really want to make good use of your time here. I know you took time away from your life, your busy life, to spend a little minute on pouring back into yourself and filling your heart again. And that's what we're going to do here today. So I'm going to go ahead and dive in and get started right here. And my co-hosts, you guys are admitting and helping me out there. And actually, I'm going to make one more co-host out there. You know who you are. And you'll see yourself pop up and you can assist as well. Just a reminder, as you're doing this, I am checking the chat. So if you have questions for our guest speakers, or if you have things that you are loving that they're saying, and you're like, oh, that was such a good point, or oh my goodness, I experienced that too. Have your chat feature up and going, because we are literally like totally interactive. We want to hear it. We have so many people that if you come off mute, it might be too loud, but just pop right in and plan to share. And if right now you are not muted, please mute yourself, because that will be really helpful so that we're not having too much of the background noise. All right. Enough of the what's it called? Housekeeping. Let's get into the meat of this. I know that you guys are diving into some goals, what you're wanting to accomplish right now. And it's really important to prioritize what you need in your life. So I'm going to go ahead and share. And apparently I'm not on the right screen. That doesn't help, right? Um, let's get this show on the road. Okay, raise your hand if you can see the screen. Are you good? Okay, great. Welcome to our community. If you are a Healthy Haven regular, pop into the chat and just let me know, hey, I'm a regular here. I love the Healthy Haven, and just excited to hear these stories of these three fellow Healthy Haven people just navigating their health alongside you. We are going to hear from three incredible people, and we'll announce that in just a minute. I'm going to start off, though, just introducing myself. And some of you heard at the beginning of this call, I had a few sick kiddos today. And so you're getting me very raw, very real. But a little bit about me. I'm a mother, and I have 7 beautiful children. So grateful for the opportunity to have such a big and boisterous family. And I just wanted to share a little bit of my story. You can see there on the left, I was challenged. I had these babies, I had 6 children, and I was gaining and gaining and gaining. And I actually became very alarmed when my weight had gone up so high that I've never seen it so high before. And I was noticing things like I remember this experience, and it really, that was the shift for me. But I had a little 2-year-old who needed something and was tantruming. And I just wanted to give up. I didn't want to get up, and I didn't want to pick up the child. I just felt so isolated, and my knee was hurting and my back was hurting. And I didn't feel physically that I could be the mother that I wanted to be at that moment. And I realized I had complete control. I had made the choices that had navigated me to that point in my life where I was so unhealthy that I couldn't take care of my kids the way I wanted to take care of my kids. And that's when the fact that I knew a coach, I reached out to her and asked for her support. That's when that shift took place. And I really did. I hit the bottom of my barrel and I reached out. And I know some of us, we get started on our health journey for different reasons. For me, it was all about my family. It was all about what I was trying to create for them and the kind of love and unity that I wanted in my family. And I just wasn't leading them appropriately. And so I started on my journey, lost 65 pounds, night and day difference in how I felt, my energy. What it meant to me was I was showing up for my kids. What it meant to me is I felt beautiful again to my husband, which I know that sounds strange, but if you're a woman, it doesn't sound strange. Like, you just want to feel confident again in who you are and how you're showing up. And I felt that I was coming back into alignment of who I truly was. Taking care of myself again. And a beautiful thing occurred for us. Because of my transformation and the health that occurred, we were able to have our last little baby, our 7th baby. And you can see that picture there on the right-hand side of me just right after he was born. Healthiest pregnancy of my life, my 7th. I figured it out by the 7th, how to have a really healthy pregnancy, and lost my weight afterwards and feel amazing. Very soon after I started the program, I do want to share, I became very passionate about how transformative this program was. And I just started sharing it. I mean, I had my mother, I was telling her about it, my sister, my cousins, because I just felt like so many of us were stuck. And it was just not right that nobody knew about it. I was like, everyone needs to know about this because it would transform them. And so I started coaching, believe it or not, only about 6 weeks into my journey, into my program of the weight loss phase of my program. And I started coaching almost immediately. And I've never looked back. It's been so much fun. And I had the support of my coach. I didn't have to know everything. I just leaned into the process and learned what I needed to learn as I went along the way. And it's been such a journey. And one of the things that I've really been grateful for is I did not know this. Someone should have given me a memo. But when you have 7 children, you eventually have 7 children going to college. and you eventually have all these costs that are incurred. And so one of the beautiful things that occurred for us is through coaching, we've been able to really pool our finances and create the kind of life, the travel. That little boy there in the back who's 17 years old, sent him to Ghana on a humanitarian trip. My daughter, she went to Montreal on a mission trip. And I have a cute daughter there who plays the piano and was able to do some amazing activities with that. And so, and I know when you have a family, the price tag does not go down. It only goes up. And so that was something that massively shifted for us in our lives. Is I got healthy. I helped others get healthy, but even better than that, I created a space for my children to really develop and get out of their bubble and expand themselves. And so that's what that's all about for me. Okay, I'm going to do a little short introduction of what you're about to hear. You are going to hear from three incredible human beings, Nicole Kennedy, Caleb Otteson, and Michelle Johnson. And as you're listening, I'd like you to kind of contemplate these different amazing people and their stories, because as you're contemplating it, think of what it means for you. What does it mean when you see these people navigating their lives and moving themselves towards health? What does that mean for you? What is possible for you? And I want to say it's all possible. All of it is possible for you too. So with that, I'm going to just introduce Nicole Kennedy, incredible PA. And I'm just going to kind of turn the time over for her to share.
Well, thank you for having me. So my name is Nicole Kennedy. I'm a PA, a physician. Now it's called associate, no longer assistant, and mom to my three beautiful babies. But after that, the little guy up there, that's Teddy. After he was born, I always kind of struggled with my pregnancies. It would just throw me for a loop. And his delivery was really hard. My spinal epidural wore off in the middle, and it was quite traumatic. Little did I know that because of that, I would end up with postpartum depression really badly, and would kind of eat through a lot of my emotions and all of the stuff I was going through. And I didn't really recognize that depression until about 6 months into it. And so I had gotten to be the biggest I had ever been, not pregnant, over 200 pounds. And there was a point where I just felt like I was wearing a fat coat. I'd been athletic. I couldn't really move my body. I couldn't do the things I wanted to, and I had no energy. And not only that, I felt like I didn't have any patience. I wasn't really sad and crying, but I was apathetic and didn't care, and had more of anger. And that was just not the mom I wanted to be. I didn't want to be seen, so I sat on the sidelines and I didn't participate in things. And so I ended up seeing, sorry, I said I wouldn't cry, but that I saw my coach. So it was a good friend from the gym. We used to work out together. And I saw her after I was trying to come back and trying to get this weight off, and nothing was working. And so I saw her, she had lost 30 pounds. I knew it wasn't from these classes we were doing at the gym, because that's not what had happened prior. And so she told me about this program, and I was so skeptical. I was like, but at the same point, I was so desperate. I had tried so many things, and I thought, what if I trust my friend and I trust her results, and I'm just going to try and have some hope. And so in my first month, I lost 10 pounds and ended up losing 45 altogether. And it took some time, but in that process, I started finding myself again. I started that negative talk in your head that goes on all the time. That quieted down. I was able to do the things I wanted to do. I had confidence for my children. I no longer feared getting stuck in the water slide, so I went down the water slide with my kids. And so 2 months into my program, I decided that I wanted to health coach. You know, I'm a PA. I like helping people, but more than that, I did not want to have anyone feel like how I felt, and to be stuck where I was stuck. And so if I could help and reach out and help someone get through that, I wanted to do it because I had something that worked. And so I started coaching, first to try to kind of help my family, but second of all, you know, being a PA, I, you know, have a busy career, but I was trading time for money. And these little guys grow up fast and the time is precious. And I did not want to be missing so much of it. And so coaching allowed me to actually cut back to 3 days a week working, and has given me time to be able to be with my children. And I've actually been amazed by how well compensated that I am, to coach other people and help other people. And and then the community, I'm the only PA in a practice of doctors. I'm pretty lonely. I didn't have a lot of community. And that is what Optavia has provided with my coaches. I mean, I just had a retreat with them. They are like my family. I just, you know, I love them all. And these are all people that I would not have ever met or had these beautiful relationships with had I not decided to coach and come. So I'm just so blessed and so thankful for Optavia coming into my life.
Thank you so much, Nicole. That was so heartfelt, and really appreciate your words. You know, you just never know how the decision to coach or to pay it forward and help others is going to impact the lives around you. But I know for a fact that Nicole has impacted many, many lives and continues to impact lives for the good. A little review of what we offer in what we do. Of course, we are addressing not just the outside in transformation, but really the inside out transformation. And so, you know, we all know that diets don't work. Doing a diet is a fail. It's going to be a yo-yo. But when you really partner together with all the right components and you put it together in a comprehensive, holistic plan, that's where success occurs. And I always tell my clients, you know, if they say, hey, I want to lose 30 pounds, I always say, well, you don't just want to lose 30 pounds. You want to wake up every day naturally 30 pounds lighter without even thinking about it. Right? Like it's a totally different way of viewing a creation process of really changing and transforming. And we have these incredible components that when you work them together, make a massive shift internally from the inside out. You have a one-on-one individual coach, someone to walk with you, guide you, come alongside you, you know, navigate this with you. You have an education, the Habits of Health transformational system that Dr. A has so amazingly put together for us. You have a community and you have an incredible nutritional program. And we're going to go over each one of those a little bit more in detail as we go. Here are just some amazing pictures of our coaches. Just want to share a few of these. The coaches in this organization, especially in the Healthy Haven, I just have to toot our own horn. We have an amazing group of coaches who have very, very full hearts and hearts of gold. And we are all about seeing the success of not just our clients, but everybody. We literally cheer on the world as they're making progress towards a healthier future. And so we're here as guides, as friends to navigate this together. And when you come into this community, you come into a family. And I just want to really emphasize that. And that familial community and surrounding is something that really stands out. It's very different than what you'll find anywhere else. We have education, and I just wanted to kind of share a few of these amazing tools. We have the Life Book and the Habits of Health textbook. And I do call it a textbook because it is so rich. There's so much science in there. There's so much background. There's so much understanding, and not just of the physical science of your body, but understanding the psychology, because we all know that the actual changes that have to occur are right here in our own minds. Yes, of course, we're going to navigate a better nutritional program and hydration and sleep and all those things. But what goes on here is the most important shifts that have to occur. And that's all going to occur as you work through this journal called the Life Book. And it goes through 26 elements. It's very rich, and it's actually based in science. And so you'll find that the questions it guides you through is a process of cognitive change. And that is such a powerful tool in your arsenal, because like I said, this is an inside out transformation. And as you experience that inside out transformation, life gets easier, it gets better. And so that's what we're all about. I want to introduce our next guest, Caleb. Caleb Otteson and his wife, Alicia, are absolutely amazing. They have come from, a place where it was very dark for them, and they have come into health. And so, Caleb, will you take yourself off mute and go ahead and share your story?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity that I get to share my story. I'm already crying. I'm a ball baby, just so you guys know. My story starts off with my wife, and my wife is amazing. We've been married for it'll be 24 years next month. And for a lot of the years that we've been married, she has struggled with some chronic pain through fibromyalgia, is what she was diagnosed with about 15 or so years ago. And during this time, she struggled. She struggled with her chronic pain. She struggled just day-to-day activities, cooking, cleaning, all those different things. And as a husband, and right there at the top picture, there was our family there, our two boys that we absolutely love. And we just really wanted to do things together as a family. There's many times that we would schedule something that we would want to do as a family activity, and due to her chronic pain, that she just wasn't able to. And so we'd either have to change our plans or cancel our plans, or just go to family events instead of going on an actual vacation. So through all this chronic pain, though, over the years that she's had this, she had a lot of depression and anxiety during this time, and she got to her lowest low and started having suicidal thoughts. And there's many times where or there's one time where she actually ended up in the hospital for a little while, for a couple of days, and it was really hard for me to be able to experience that, and be able to experience that with my boys. And it's like, what do I get to do? Her biggest thing was, my husband and my kids will be fine. It's just my dog that I'm living for. It was that thought alone that really pushed her over, to really work towards herself. And as a husband and a father and a male figure, we like to try to fix things. And so I was always searching for different ways that we can help her. She had seen many doctors, many medications that she was on, lots of different chiropractor appointments and misdiagnoses, and lots of different things that she worked through. And her depression just, it got bad, and we continued to work through those things. But about 2.5 years ago, we thought we had found the best thing out there, and she started working with this chiropractor that had helped her out physically, mentally, with her mindset, with her gut, and some different things. But it wasn't lifelong. It wasn't something that was going to be forever. So again, I continued to search for something else that was going to help her. And I was on Facebook one day and reached out to my high school friend, Sarah, and that was the best phone call that I made, was to reach out to her. At that time, for me, I didn't really feel like I was overweight, or unhealthy, but I was. I did admit it at that point. I was really talking to our coach Sarah, and as we did a health assessment, and the health assessments are so much fun. It's a time we get to share our goals and to share the things we want to accomplish, and it's just a really heartwarming activity with our coach. But as I went through this health assessment with her, my wife and I decided to jump on and do this together. And I say together because we started at the same time, yes. But again, I was not doing it for myself. I was at my heaviest that I've ever been, and I was not in a healthy state. After about 3 weeks, I was amazed. I had so much more energy. I was already down 10 pounds. My wife had started losing some weight as well, and I reached back out to Sarah and I says, "How can I share this with other people? I have a father, I have family members, I have friends. I know there's so many people out there that I can share this with." And so I started coaching after 3 weeks, and it's just been a joy to be able to reach out to those people and help them. My wife, currently she's down over 80 pounds. Has so much more energy. We were hoping that she was going to be on here with us today, but she's been sick for the last 3 weeks with the flu, and she's still trying to overcome, that. But we still love her, for not being here with us. But my greatest goal along with this was, and my first client was my dad, and we cried. And my dad's my hero. He's my best friend. And he was diabetic, stage 3 kidney disease, and just not in the best of health at the time. And he started on plant, and he was, along working with his doctors, of course, in his transplant team for a kidney. He's lost over 60 pounds. Working with his doctors, he has dropped a lot of his medications. I was talking the other day, he's only on one medication. He talked to his transplant team for a kidney, and they are just really excited that he's in the place right now where he can actually be on the active list. And that's all he's waiting for right now, is just a kidney. And so it's so good that we can keep him here a little longer and be able to share that with him. So along with helping him and helping some other friends, you're helping other people. It's just been great to be able to hear their stories. Talking with another one of my clients the other day, he went to Sweden and was able to hike 70 miles over like a 5 or 6 day time period. And he says that was the best thing he's ever been able to do. It's those stories that we absolutely love as coaches, to be able to hear how well they are doing, and that they get to experience these things that they wouldn't be able to do in the state that they are, with the health that they are. So I'm just very, very thankful for this opportunity that I've been able to coach. Financially, it's helped us out. I don't know, we've been through 2 moves in the last 2 years. It's really saved us in helping us to get through these, and in helping so many different people. So I'm very, very thankful. I'm thankful for my leaders and coaches in some of the different events and stuff that we get to go and experience together, like Nicole was saying and stuff too. It's so much fun. So thank you.
And thank you, Caleb, for sharing your heart and getting vulnerable and just allowing, it's liquid love, just pouring right out of your eyes. I love it. And what Caleb was talking about is that community. And, you can see here some of the pictures, and these are all, gatherings, activities we've done together as a team. And we come together as a family, especially in our coaching community. That coaching community is a really special community because it's not only a place where we are there to serve the world, but it's a place where we go one-on-one and serve each other. And we become truly a family in this. So just a little tip that I would just say is the number one thing to move you forward in your journey is going to be tapping into the community. And if you're a client, or maybe you're not even a client yet, reach out to the person who invited you to this call, because we can tap you into this kind of incredible positivity. We have so many aspects of community, and it starts right here on our Facebook page, The Healthy Haven. So super excited for that. And then of course, nutrition is going to be so key in transforming your health and your life. I actually just shared live on my Facebook page the other day about, the fable of the three little pigs who built their houses, and one built their house with straw, one built their house with sticks, and one built their house with bricks. And the only difference between those little piggies is the materials they were putting into their energies. And that's the same with our bodies. We have to nourish our bodies properly. And we actually have nutritional programs to address every possible situation. You heard Caleb, his father with the kidney disease, and, just depending on where that person is at, what their goals are, we have nutritional programs that's going to address exactly what they need. And that's the other thing I do love about this. Everything we do is science-based. We don't do anything that we're not sure of. So we know exactly what we're doing, and we know how to help you to burn fat. We know how to help you to navigate and optimize your program. We know how to navigate through diabetes, type 1, type 2. We know how to help navigate through gout, you name it, nursing mothers. There's so many different possible nutritional programs, athletes, all the different aspects. So just tapping into the tools there. All right, we're ready for our next guest speaker. I'm super excited. Michelle Johnson. Michelle Johnson is a mama. You can see she's got her little ones right there. And she's a dental hygienist, which I just learned. I was laughing because I think I introduced her to a lot of my clients as a nurse. And then I learned, oh no, she's a dental hygienist, which is even cooler than a nurse. So cool, the coolest ever. So Michelle, pop off mute. Let's hear your story.
All right. So I just want to say thank you so much. I'm so excited to share. So before I started the program in June, and before that, I'll just kind of give a little background. I was pretty athletic. I played sports throughout high school, college. I was always, though, really self-conscious of just how I looked, my weight. There's a history in my family of obesity, and it was just something that was always there in the back of my mind. And so, of course, when I met my boyfriend, now my husband, I started gaining that happy weight, and, he still loved me through it, and it was all good. We got married, and very, very quickly, we had a little honeymoon surprise. And so, our little 40 was born. That's my little boy right there in the picture at the bottom. And I was just like, I really was so happy. I didn't really think about, the gaining the weight and all of that. And throughout my pregnancy, I was actually very sick. So a lot of my cravings were things that weren't the best for me, but I was just I literally got sick like every day. It just became like a habit. I woke up, I brushed my teeth, I got sick. I tried to eat something, I had to pull over my car and get sick. So I really was just kind of eating whatever I could just to fuel my body. So afterwards, I felt super great. And then very quickly, I started gaining. And I think I was at my heaviest I was probably about 250, 255. And I just felt horrible about myself. I just really lost a lot of confidence. On the outside, I think I seemed okay because I'm a pretty extroverted person, and I do have a lot of confidence in myself, but inside I was just cringing. I would go to Target and go past the aisle where they have all the mirrors, and I would just look at myself like I can't believe what I'm seeing. I just was not happy with it, but I just dealt with it because I didn't really know what to do. I would try and go walking, I would try and do different diets, and just nothing worked. I wasn't truly satisfied. And so fast forwarding a little bit, we were ready to start trying for a second baby. At the time, I'll say, it's kind of been mentioned on here as well. I was really struggling not only with myself, but my relationship with my husband. We really struggled because I just didn't feel pretty. So I didn't want to do those things that husbands and wives do. And I also we were really newlyweds with a newborn. So we didn't really have that time. So there was just so many emotions and so much there that we kind of fell apart a little bit. And I really feel like it was just how I was feeling with myself. We did get pregnant and we unfortunately lost the baby, and it really kind of put into perspective a lot of things. We kind of reconnected through all of that. So that was a positive. And I just kind of told myself I really wanted to live my life as if it was my last day. You just don't know what could happen. And then by lots of prayer, within a month, actually, I found out I was pregnant again. And that's when we had that sweet little girl right there, Miller Ann. And she finding out I was having a girl, it really kind of triggered something in me that I really wanted to live positively and be a role model for her. I didn't want to feel the way I felt about myself. After I had her, I actually had a pretty horrible birth experience. I got to see her, and as soon as they brought her out of the room, I hemorrhaged. And I just kind of remember blacking out. And when I woke up, they basically told me that they thought I had died. And my sweet little husband, he had no idea. He was in the cafeteria eating chicken wings while I was up there, just, doing whatever. So anyway, that's just a little funny tidbit. But so yeah, so it really, at that point, it really put into perspective that I just don't want to lose out on life. I want to live my life, and I don't want to go past the aisle in Target with the mirrors, and I don't want to look at myself and just think horribly. I want to think positive things, and I want to be a role model for my kids, and I want to be the best wife I can. And so I think I was about 6 months. Miller Ann was about 6 months, and I saw my coach, Cassie. I'm going to shout her out. She was posting all of her pictures, and she just, not only did she look great, but she just looked like she felt amazing. And she just radiated this positivity and this energy that I was like, I need that. I need to know what she's doing. So I messaged her. And of course, this was in June. So here I am, 5 or 6 months later. I was also very quick to start coaching. I was like, I started on the nursing moms. Sorry, let me back up a little bit. I started on the nursing moms program. And I remember my first week, I was like, yeah, I think I've lost like 6 or 7 pounds. And Cassie and Michelle were like, what? And at the time, like, I didn't even realize, like, I really wasn't hitting fat burn. And I was like, what is that? Like, and I felt good. It was just so great. And I was seeing results so quickly, even just being on the nursing mom program. And that was something that I was super worried about because I had a good supply, and having the problems that I did with Miller Ann, it kind of affected that because I didn't get time with her in the beginning. So we struggled a bit with the nursing, but she eventually got it. And so now, even now when I'm nursing, I've moved myself out of the nursing moms program because we're starting to not nurse as much. But even now, like, I just feel so great, and I have so much energy, and I don't feel like all of that is like just taking all of my energy away. I still feel really good, and I'm able to really kind of split that time in between Ford and Miller Ann, and then also a little bit for Chip, even though he was eating those chicken wings while I was doing whatever. But anyway, but it has just been so great, and coaching has been awesome. I've gotten so many friends who tell me, I've been wanting to find something and feel better about myself. And I am like, I have the most perfect plan for you. And the best part about it is that it has been, and I'm starting to get a little teary-eyed, sorry. It's just, of course, you go into it wanting to lose the weight, and you really learn so much more about yourself. And I've always tried to be like positive, leave out all the negative, but this here, this community, these people, what you're doing with your body, you're fueling your body, it just does something to you. And I remember Michelle telling me that, people would tell her that she just not only looked different because the weight loss, but she just seemed different. There was something different about her. And people are starting to tell me that. And I think that's the biggest compliment, not even just like, oh, you look so great, you've lost so much weight. It's that I am just different in such a better way. And so anyway, I was on Pinterest and I found this quote that I really love, and I just wanted to leave y'all with that. And it says, I found I was more confident when I stopped trying to be someone else's definition of beautiful and started being my own. And so that to me just, it really spoke to me because I was so like, I have to be this way. This is how other people in their late 20s are, or this is how this mom looks. How come I can't look like that after having one kid? And that's just not, it's not it. And so I don't have to be someone else's definition of what beautiful or what healthy looks like. I can make my own rules, and I can make my own happiness, my own healthy, and I can put that out there and hopefully inspire others, especially new moms. We tend to not really take the time for ourselves, and we are so worthy of living the best life that we can. Even though all of our energy does go into our children or our husbands or just being a mom. But we really are so worthy of that. And all of you are too. So yeah.
My goodness, Michelle, that was beautiful. And I'm so grateful you did not die that night when your husband was eating chicken wings.
I am too. Trust me. I think about it a lot.
Honestly, thank you for being vulnerable. And actually, each one of our speakers really shared from the heart. And like you can see, this is such a deep journey. This is something that's an inside out journey. I always call it's inside out because we start on the inside and we start with our heart, and then we create what we're creating on the other side. I love that. Thank you, Michelle. So let's think about this. You might be here as a guest listening in, just curious. And you might be listening to the recording right now, or maybe you are listening in as a client and you've been doing your journey, and maybe you're on a particular nutritional program or whatever the case may be, or maybe you are a coach. But I just want to kind of open your eyes to all the people that we can help in this world. Maybe there's someone out there who needs to lose weight, or even just wants to address their energy needs, sleep, nursing mothers, thyroid issues, PCOS, arthritis, high blood pressure. There's so many aspects of health that we address. And I'm going to add to this list people who are out of a job, people who are looking for options for a better future, people who are looking for a way when they're caught between a rock and a hard place, looking for a way to provide for their family. And they want to do good. And also they want to do well financially as well. We are here to serve all people. And there's no one out there who doesn't need what we have. It's just awesome. And if you contemplate what it means to pay it forward as a coach, some of you are listening to this wondering, man, like, could I do that? Could I really coach? And I'm here to tell you, yes, you can. Paying it forward as a coach is a very, very simple process. Basically, are you willing to work? Are you willing to be humble? Are you willing to learn? We have a beautiful apprentice style program, and we just show you how to do it. But some of the reasons many people choose to coach are, number one, they increase their accountability on their own nutrition, their own health, and their own journey. In fact, our clients are 5 times more likely to keep off their weight if they choose to pay it forward and help a few people get healthy.
Yeah, but you didn't write instead of, you wrote instead. You said
meaning and purpose. So we have making an impact by changing the lives of your family and friends. Flexibility and time freedom. I talked about that at the beginning of the call, where my little boys woke up sick this morning and I didn't have to worry about calling in and finding something for my job, job. I don't have that. I have the flexibility to do what I need to do for my family and shape my life around what matters most. And yes, I do coach. Yes, I do serve clients, but that's all flexible. That's all something that I can move around my day and make it work for my family. And then, of course, financially, when we're helping 5 people, and actually we've increased, I should change the slide. I realized when we're helping 5 or 6 people, we're earning about $450, $600 a month. When we're helping 18, 19, 20 people, that's $2,000, $2,200 a month. And so there's really a lot that can be said. Like I said, there were a lot of layoffs just recently with Microsoft across the board in the IT sector. And there may be people out there that who are struggling deeply physically, emotionally, mentally, and financially because they were just laid off. This is a solution. Is it for everyone? Maybe not. Maybe there's someone out there who wouldn't want to do this, but there is probably someone out there who needs this desperately right now. And that's what this is all about. So where do you go from here? You're here listening in. You've just heard the hearts of 3 beautiful, incredible human beings who are navigating their journeys. And what I'm going to invite you to do is reach out to the person who either invited you to this presentation or who sent you the recording, and just say, you know what, I want to know more. Connect with me. Let's chat. And our coaches can assist you with the program that's best suited for your needs. And then we can share this with your friends and family. Honestly, you guys, this is how we're going to change the world. Linking arms with one another, partnering with our friends and family to create health, to create the freedoms that we are looking to live, to be able to create a life around our family that matters most to us, or whatever matters most to you. Maybe you have a hobby, something that you'd love to be able to go after, but because you are stuck, maybe you don't have the financial or the time freedom to go after those things. You're living your life and it's slipping between your fingers. And you're thinking to yourself, man, another year goes by and I still didn't do this thing. Another year goes by, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. Pretty soon it's 25 years. And now maybe it's too late to do that thing. And so here we are, just reaching out our hands and saying, we're here for you. We've got you. Let's do this together. With that, I'm going to go ahead and bring us all back together again into view. And I would love to open this up to questions. If anybody has thoughts, takeaways, feedback, I'm going to go ahead and end the recording